Hello gentlemen, today we're going to talk about how to stop RPO stretches. Now this is a pretty important topic because down in the red zone people will go to these formations all the time because they do not want to pass. They just want to kind of run the ball in, throw a bubble screen, something of that nature. So I'm going to show you how to stop that. Now this is actually out of part 2 of my Vikings defense that I just posted over the weekend. If you guys are members on the site, go check it out. I added a bunch of content to that ebook. I'll post all of it on the screen right now so you guys can have a look. If you guys aren't a member and you guys need help on defense, check out my Vikings defense. It will definitely give you guys answers and give you some good heat out of this dime 1-4 formation. We do talk about some other formations very briefly as well. 3-4 odd, 4-3 even 6-1, and then dime 2-3 Sam. But again, my base formation is dime 1-4, and I'll show you how to stop these RPO stretches out of this formation. Okay, let's first talk about stopping single back wing pair. We'll talk about stopping the stretch as well as a tight end attack. This is really the one passing play you have to worry about, and I'll show you how to box it pretty easily. So let's start with this stretch, and we'll be using dime 1-4. However, you can use $2. This is going to work pretty much the same out of that. And for our coaching adjustments, we're going to have auto alignment on base, zone drops 30 and 20. The play is going to be cover 2 sink. And the setup for the stretch is very simple. It does get more advanced when we talk about how to stop the pass as well as the stretch. But really all you're going to do out of dime 1-4 is pinch your defense, blitz your outside cornerback on the tight end side like this, and curl flat the slot cornerback. And then you're going to use the weak side linebacker. It's in dime 1-4 when we pinch our defense, he comes down to this area right here. You just take him and use her right here. And what you're going to see is, well, oftentimes it's going to be the outside cornerback that comes in. I'm very surprised that he actually got picked up because I'd never see that happen. So here we go. As you can see, outside cornerback is going to come in. Now, if you're facing a more advanced player, I'll talk about something that they might do in just a second. But just to show you it's consistent, slot cornerback, or not the slot cornerback, the outside cornerback comes in and makes a tackle. And if you keep these stock angles from the defensive line, they're oftentimes going to disengage or blow it up themselves as well. But it's pretty easy for you to flow over and become the second defender and just really make sure they have nowhere to go. Now, an optional thing you can do if you're worried about inside runs is crash your D-line down and then run the same kind of setup here. This will make it easier for you to flow, just like this. And they really have nowhere to go. Now, what somebody smart might do is notice that you're blitzing your outside cornerback. So they might do something like this. They motion this guy out to pick up the blitzing slot cornerback, or outside cornerback, sorry. So let's have a look. You're going to see he is now picked up. And now it's on us pretty much completely to flow over and make the play. So that is a good counter adjustment from somebody using this formation. So anytime you see that happen, what I recommend is not blitzing the outside cornerback. At this point, it doesn't really matter. He's not going to like help your run defense at all. So I would actually just man him up to the guy that's motioned out. That way, if he's on a wheel or something, he's covered and he's still going to be the same in run defense. So I'm not too worried about that. But as you can see, if you flow over, you can still make the play yourself. Yes, if they have jukebox or something, it can be more difficult. But unfortunately, if they motion that tight end out, that is going to make it a little bit more difficult to blow this up in the backfield. Next, I'm going to show you how to defend tight end attack. This is the one passing play out of this formation that people go to. It's decent, however, it's very predictable, and I'll show you how to stop it. So cover 2 sink again versus tight end attack. Let's set up our stretch defense, and then I'll talk about a few weaknesses with our shell real quick. First one's going to be right here, seam throw. Well, not seam throw, but basically our cornerback is misaligned, so they just have this very easy access throw here. And if you do nothing about it, somebody will throw this on you all the way down the field. So the adjustment to that is simply man up your safety to him. So let's set up the rest of the play real quick. Now, if you look at the play art, you're going to see that there's a couple weaknesses in our shell. Deep middle above our mid read, as well as deep left. I would not worry about deep left because the only guy who can hurt us there is the ISO receiver, and we manned him up. So deep left is not an issue. Deep middle is an issue. I'm going to put this linebacker in a deep blue. That's going to protect us, deep middle. So let's go ahead and have a look. We got nano detected. I have no idea why. But somebody's usually going to come free. It's going to be the slot cornerback very often. And if this is a lot of adjustments for you, get the practice mode and practice it because it's not that hard. Check it out again. If the running back goes out, the pressure is usually going to be better. If the running back stays in to block, basically nothing's going to be open because you're using the tight end post yourself. Okay. Let's have a look. And you can bait that running back in route as well. So that is how I personally stop tight end attack. It hasn't really been an issue for me ever since I started using this defense. So let's go ahead and move on to single back wing slot. Okay, so single back wing slot is a formation that's gaining a lot of popularity. It's found in some of the best playbooks in the game. So people will just audible down to it from like bunch. They'll do like 2-1-2 personnel and they'll just audible down. Or they'll just use this formation full time because it is a pretty good formation and a lot of people do not have answers for it. So we're going to talk about using cover 2 sync again. And we do have an additional wrinkle to account for, but that's okay. It's really not that complicated. So cover 2 sync, stretch alert bubble. And what we're going to do is set up the stretch defense again, the same one, blitz the outside cornerback, curl flat the slot cornerback. And I'm going to show you the difference. So let's have a look. What you're going to see is the outside cornerback is now getting blocked and the curl flat is unblocked. And while that is okay, because he's basically filling the gap and there's really nowhere to go, if they have jukebox or something, they can still make a fool of this guy. And sometimes you're not going to blow it up in the backfield. You're just going to limit it to like a very small gain. Obviously, you'd prefer to blow it up in the backfield. And then the other thing is, if you look over here, the bubble is going to be open. The outside cornerback is actually kind of playing him decently. I mean, he's dropping, but if you throw it, it's going to be a pretty marginal gain. But I'll show you. People will throw that bubble. Let's have a look. And 5-yard gain, that's enough for them. So let's first talk about the blowing up the stretch. If you want to blow up the stretch, you have to blitz both the slot cornerback as well as the slot cornerback, or keep the slot cornerback blitzing. Put the linebacker on a curl flat now. And now this will definitely blow it up in the backfield. Kind of a weird angle by the cornerback there, but as you can see, we blitz both. They have to blitz, or they have to pick up this slot cornerback. Outside cornerback will come in free. Now for stopping the bubble, what we can do is just man him up. If that's giving you issues, literally just man him up. This is going to be good versus any bubble in the game, guys. Man him up. That is your solution. Yes, you can use aggressive zone drops as well, but for the most part, that is going to be your solution. Just man up the guy. So let's have a look. Bubble is no more. If you're okay with leaving that bubble and letting your cloud flat make the play for 5 yards, go for it. I just think manning him up is smarter because it's going to take away kind of like the security blanket for him, which is the bubble. I do wish this outside cornerback would come in a little bit better than that. Kind of come straight down the gap. Try it again. Let's have a look. There we go. That's a little bit better. But that's how you're going to be able to blow it up in the backfield. You have to use both slot cornerbacks or both cornerbacks, and that will do a better job at actually creating a loss for you. Anyways, that's going to be it for the video. This will definitely help you against RPO stretch spammers, and knowing how to stop those guys is pretty important because there's a lot of them right now and it's quite annoying. So using this concept will definitely get you guys more stops. Now, if you guys want additional answers on how to stop other formations, my Vikings defense is on acemadden.com. I just posted part 2 the other day. It includes a lot more information about stopping the run game, as well as just random off-meta formations. And we have a new blitz section, a cover section. I'll just post all of it on the screen. Check it out if you guys are interested. acemadden.com. If you're not, that's cool too. Just drop a like, comment, and then I'll see you guys in the next one.